What else is new? Anything?
No, just looking at that and then looking at gold as well. But for gold, it's all about those global equities along with are the economy starting to open up again. So here in the US, we have news that the states they're starting to open up slowly.
Yeah.
But even then, we're seeing like, oh, the cases are increasing, and the states they're still opening up, this and that. So I think there's going to be some news around that as soon as the businesses open up and the states open up, they're going to start saying the cases are increasing again. There's a new variant coming out, things like that.
For
And
like
most
vaccine
important,
wise, there's a new variant, or for
no,
like
just
the
like
virus.
a virus
Yeah.
vaccine. It's like every country, not just the U.S., UK, and all of that. That's why UK is doing so well because they're leading in vaccines. So any country that can get a hold on vaccines and they can give out the vaccines to majority of their population,
Mm-hmm.
they'll be able to open up their economy, and that's the biggest thing for them.
That's why GJ is so bullish.
Yeah, it's all that bullish run, or it's all that vaccine optimism.
Makes sense.
I think we're gonna come back and tap into this 15400 area here. I'm looking at the 15-minute and 30-minute.
I think we're gonna go back up top there, 150, 400. Yeah,
Yeah, if
that's
you
what I'm
drop down to
hoping.
the
But
if you drop to the 15, see how there's that entire liquidity wick right there.
hmm
Yep, I think we're gonna push up to 15400.
yeah, if we can make a better bottom wick, I'd like to get in right when we break above here. But if we
Mm-hmm.
don't make a bottom wick, then I'll wait to see if hourly makes a higher high. Because now we got a lower low on the hourly, so
Yeah,
that kind of concerns me a little bit.
yeah.
With the 30-minute breaking to go up, but if this
It
one makes
looks
a nice
like
wick and kind of taps into here,
yeah.
then we go. I think I'll feel better about that. But
Mm-hmm.
I just want to be a little skittish on NFP day.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Price is trying to make this higher low along the way. So actually, let me go ahead and send you my chart here. I haven't marked it up much. It's just zones and then resistance level,
Mhm.
but I just sent it.
Excuse me. Daily zones.
Yeah. So this is looking at the 4 hour along with the daily area
Okay.
and looking at 30-minute. So that's an area of liquidity that Price tapped into right about here. So it taps into that area about twice, and then you have the third one, wick. You get that break and retest continuation up, breaks above this entire resistance area, another liquidity to continue pushing up. And it's making higher lows along the way.
Yep. It makes sense. I see it.
Yeah.
You know.
It is market open, so we still want to be careful here.
Yeah. I usually like to wait out the first 15 minutes because sometimes, like, especially London on GJ, you'll
Mm-hmm.
just get like. Let me see if I can find an example. Um, you'll just have like super perfect bullish structure, right, or bearish structure, and then
Yeah.
the first 15-minute London Open candle is just like, all right, we're going for sells, or it just completely changes it. Like it'll be like a 20 pip candle that just ruins everything.
I've seen
But
that happen when there's a ton of news coming out, like right before London opens, maybe in pre London, an hour before.
yep, that hour and a half,
Yeah.
yep, it'll just kind of. Yeah, I'm not gonna find anything because that's what I'm looking for, but
I'm looking at gold here again on 15 and 30 minutes. So as soon as market open, it seems like it wants to continue down. I have one last runner going for this. Let's see if we'll tap into 1680.
so I heard that from someone this week. I don't remember who was telling me about that. Oh,
Mhm.
Andy. Andy was telling me that. He's like, yeah, that's what the weekly's looking like. That's where my target is.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been looking at that. Even with like Stefano's live and everything.
Hmm.
We're just breaking it down and looking at it from a weekly and then also looking at it from like monthly perspective.
Hmm.
This move is super overextended as a sell. So I do expect for price to react as soon as it gets closer to 1680.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like we're definitely going to try and tap that support down here again.
Mm-hmm.
16, that's a 91, 4 hour. So I haven't looked at gold in a long time.
Yeah.
What did you say, 1680 you got it going to?
Yeah. Look on the daily and the weekly and then
Oh,
yep,
yeah,
there you go.
kind of tap into here.
Yeah. So see how many times price keeps wicking out in that area?
Mm-hmm.
So it's that's why I'm like, all right, price is definitely coming back down here. So it was like this entire zone that I have marked off where price keeps tapping into it like multiple times, right? 3 wicks right there, and then you have a couple of more. Finally retraces, and then right after that, just
Watch
boom,
this.
shoot up.
Yeah.
So I think price is going to tap into that area again, and then maybe push back up to kind of correct this entire bearish move down,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll see like is it going to respect that bearish structure to continue pushing down, or is it going to break the structure, and then we're going to see some news about uh, weakening of the dollar and all that, and then gold increases.
What are you thinking for NFP?
I think NFP we're gonna have the same exact thing as last time. So last time it came out in February, so that was using January data. So obviously we didn't have jobs opening up in January. That data was coming from those seasonal jobs where pretty much people were done after December, after Christmas and New Year's. And then February we didn't have the economy opening up either. So I think we're gonna do a little bit better than previous, but I don't think we're gonna do as well as forecast.
Gotcha. She's thinking up or down.
I think gold is going to continue dropping here.
That'd be good for your TP.
Yeah, that too. But if you look at last time, for example, on Forex Factory, the previous, which was the January when news came out, it said a negative 227,000,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then forecast was 85K. The actual was 49K. So even then, if you look at gold or USD pairs, we had in the short, like a smaller time frames, like 30-minute, 15-minute, maybe the hourly as well. We saw price reacting as if like it was super weak compared to like previous. It wasn't. It was weak compared to forecast. It was just optimism for forecast, but we still did better than previous. And so eventually on higher time frames, we saw the market pricing that in. So I think we're going to do the same exact thing where the data is going to come out actual either right at previous or a little bit better, but I don't think we're going to hit 197K. Jobs are not opening up that much, especially not in February.
Yeah. So do you hold it through? You hold it through the NFP days? Like, let's say your target was deeper. Would you
Yeah,
hold it? Do you try to get out before that kind of news comes in, or because
I've
you're
already scaled out a lot, so I only have like a very small position running. But
gotcha?
even then, it's because it depends on like where's my entry. So my entry for this was 17. Let me go ahead and check. It was 1709, and we're sitting at 1694. So I've already trailed it down to 1705, and I already scaled out a lot, so it's a very small position. So at this point, it's completely risk free, anyways.
So it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw your story. I don't think whatever. I think you've already had a good week, so whatever else happens doesn't matter.
Yeah, like I'm still gonna get out with the profits, and I think it's like maybe less than 1% of like all the positions that I had.
Mhm. Are you still you're still live streaming New York session?
On TradingView, I haven't this week, but I am looking to start up again. I was thinking, I was like, I'm just probably gonna start posting videos on like YouTube because a
Hmm.
lot of people are asking.
Hmm.
Not do a live stream or anything, just like, post any
Videos.
sessions and stuff like that or any videos or breakdowns.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people know about the TradingView or like how to use it, so it's been
Hmm.
pretty dry.
Yeah, I didn't. When you brought it up to me, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah,
I
they
had
just
no
started. They
idea.
also added like a news section too.
They added a what? I missed that.
A little like the news section.
On TradingView?
Yeah, right here.
Oh crap.
A lot of it comes from Daily FX.
That's pretty cool. Well, yeah, I have something like that in the Discord. I have a your group's on Discord, right?
Yeah.
You can link up a news like a Twitter feed, news feed to it. I don't know if you
Yeah.
do that with the IFTT, if this then that sort of things.
I have it with CNBC, and then I also have the Wall Street Journal. I have Whale Alert for crypto.
Yep. CDC.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So it's kind of like that. It just gives you the anytime Forex Factory or daily FX tweets.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
This
pretty
thing,
cool.
we get back above here and take that for 10 pips up. See what we can do. And we push back to that 150, 400 area.
Mhm. Yeah, let's see how this 15 closes, and then the next one if it continues up.
Yeah, we didn't break the hourly low, so that's good. So we can respect the hourly low.
Mhm.
Excuse me. And then break that 30-minute high. I think we'll be good. Is London what you normally do, or don't you normally do New York, right?
Yeah, I do New York. I switch around on a quarterly basis. So it's like for people who don't trade, for example, New York, then for about 3 months or so, we're gonna trade London session or Asian session or like whatever session that they trade,
Hmm.
and then we'll switch to another session. So right after this, we're gonna go to London for 3 months.
Nice.
Then we're gonna switch to Asian after that, and then come back to New York again.
Does that mess with your schedule at all, with whatever you do, like school and stuff? Are you in school still, or are you done?
No, yeah, I'm still doing my master's, but my classes are in the evening, so it doesn't even matter for me.
Yeah, that would work good for like every session then.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I just try to work around my schedule
Are you
or
still
whatever.
working, or did you?
No, it was just I just want to get a little bit of experience there, and then I'm pretty much done. Now I'm just like building some more businesses.
Gotcha. So the last time we chatted, you learned when you got that super cool
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, it was for a couple of months, and then after that I was like, yeah, okay, that this is all I wanted to know. It was for education purposes.
You're like, you've improved my trading. Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah. And then
Gotcha.
yeah, and then pretty much I left after that, and then now I'm just starting up a real estate business.
Nice. There's
Yeah.
money in that.
Yeah, just a lot of like investing kind of a thing. Like, where do I invest?
Nice.
Hmm.
All right, GJ.
Oh, William's in here too.
Yeah, Sammy was in the Discord with us, but he didn't want to come hang out, I guess.
Is there anything else that you've been trading lately? Are you still doing AJ?
No, not in London. I
Mm.
was looking at EA for a little bit, but it just, I don't know. Just felt like it didn't fit what I like to see during London session because it would move like super, super perfect, but it wouldn't do it till like mid New York or just after like NYC, then it would start to trend really, really nicely.
Yeah.
So like the 4 hours were clean, the hourlies were clean, dailies were clean, but the 15 minute and the 30 minute in London, not so much. So for now, just GJ, looking at 30-minute hourly more.
Mm-hmm.
Breaks of highs and lows on the candles from like support. I'm waiting for, so like if I take a buy, it's got to break above here, and then I'll put my stopper in whatever wick that creates. I'll take that for 10 pips, go break even, or sells. Um, uh, so like we get bearish close and then we break the low kind of thing. So I like to still buy low, like from support in an uptrend and then sell high at resistance in a downtrend. It just
Mm-hmm.
that last confirmation is kind of the bread and butter for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather have a little off risk to reward, but a much higher win rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like EJ and GJ have been a little trashy lately, though.
They last week was phenomenal, but this week has been very meh in London at least. Because I only look at it for an hour and a half, and I might give myself another hour just because now I'm going to play on the higher time range a little more. But it wouldn't do anything until after like 4:30 Central Time.
Yeah.
It's right around that like 4 hour close. I think that's 2 hours after open from London.
Mm-hmm.
It was just it wouldn't do much. It would kind of range around a little bit, and then we would start to go somewhere. At least this week, that's what I noticed. Last week, everything like from a 15 minute within 30 to 45 minutes from London Open, we were cruising, kind of like this, but it was without this little bit of nonsense here.
This week, I think across the board has been pretty slow.
It has. I don't look at any other pairs, so I don't know what anything else
Like
has been doing.
gold yesterday, if you look at gold yesterday, like on a 30-minute or like a 15-minute, it was just, you could put a box around it. It was that much of a consolidation. Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Yeah, gold is not, I mean, nothing's fun when it does that, but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't look like it had very, it looks like we kind of try to break bullish structure, come back into here, and we come back up. Now we're coming back down. Gold.
I've noticed with gold and along with GBP pairs, so GU and GJ,
Yeah.
if there's a lot of pressure going one way, then most of the time we won't even get a correction. So, for example, here we just had this entire push down, like a lot of bearish pressure coming down on gold, right? So instead of even doing a correction, obviously we made a low here, made some sort of a support.
Hmm.
So instead of trying to do some sort of a retracement, like you would, like, continue down, retracement, and then continue down again, price just consolidates here, collects the orders, and then you see volume again.
صلاح الدين بخير الله يحفظك كل شيء بخير بارك
And then you see like a pullback happening here, right? After consolidation, collects the orders, pushes down with a lot of volume, retracement, and then comes back down. Same thing here, makes a support, collects the orders, continues, pulls back, and then continues further. And then now you have like clean movement. But here it seems like the pressure is still kind of bearish, collects the orders here again, consolidation, and then continues pushing.
Hmm.
It's the same exact thing with like GJ sometimes, or even GU. If there's a lot of pressure going one way, it won't give you a nice retracement, like a clean retracement that we look for. It'll just consolidate and then continue pushing.
Yeah, I've noticed that with gold a lot. It'll make a big push,
Yeah.
make a huge range like it did over here.
Mm-hmm.
It'll make a huge range and then just continue back in the direction and then range again, kind of like we're doing here. And then if we
Yeah.
get underneath here, so I don't because I don't live stream anymore. I don't get to do all my drawing.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm missing out. Come down. Let me do it again. Come down. So maybe this move down is going to be an FP, but
Yeah.
maybe a
Yeah.
little bigger than that.
I think we're probably just gonna make wicks and stuff like we did, like, down here, and then pull back, and then finally with NFP, we'll continue back down.
Did NFP whipsaw last time? Normally I think last NFP, I think I just stayed in bed. So did it kind of whipsaw last time?
Yeah, it does that. Like it'll push one way, but at the end of the day, like you only see that like on a 15-minute, right? Or even a 30-minute.
Mhm.
But then when you go on like those higher time frames, that's what I look at. Like when there's any high impact news, NFP or like anything else, I look at the 4 hour time frame or the 2 hour time frame or daily time frame. It'll always respect that. So with NFP, sometimes what I've seen happening, like with GJ, for example, when I was only focusing on GJ, it'll make some wicks, like probably 15, 20 pips, comes back, and then it's like a rejection of an important area that hadn't been rejected or corrected at the moment. And then it'll just continue pushing whichever way the overall structure is in.
Yeah. So I don't think I've ever looked at it on a higher time frame while it's happening, so that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, 15-minute would look very whipsawy, where 4 hour would just kind of look stronger, I guess.
Yeah. Or if anything, it'll probably create like a top wick or a bottom wick on the 4 hour just to continue.
Yeah.
It seems like gold is trying to drop though, so let's see if it happens in London session.
Yeah, GJ is still dancing in that 130-minute candle.
Yeah. It's creating that top and bottom wicks and whatnot on the 15-minute too. But it's still holding on to that 150.06 area.
Haven't broke it yet.
Yeah, still holding on to it. There's not much from a news perspective either.
No, not yet. I think we were good for, we had this little bit here, but
Mm-hmm. There was news about like 3 hours ago from the European Central Bank, and they're picking up their pace for asset purchases and bond buying and all of that. So still putting money into the economy one way or another.
yeah. Mhm. I
Do you still trade New York, or are you only doing London now?
haven't done New York in a long time, just London right now.
Got it.
Yeah. Ammon tried to get me to do Asian last night, but then he had other things to do, and then yeah, just London.
There's sometimes a very good volume in London, like late Asian and then London, and then New York is kind of just dry.
Yeah, I don't like New York. I feel like it's only, I mean, if I were to do it, I'd probably come in after or like 30 minutes before NYC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We start like maybe 15, 30 minutes before New York opens up, and
Mm,
then we're kind of just sitting there because sometimes there's volume, sometimes there isn't. And then the volume kicks in after NYC.
And sometimes that volume from NY just is just absolute dog crap.
Yeah. We got some nice movement here on gold. Let's see if it's gonna break below, and then maybe we could scalp it down to 1680.
There we go. Now it turned on finally.
I think 1684 is gonna be a nice area on gold. That's the daily support. So break of like 1690 coming down to 1684.
Heavy support. That's that weekly area right here, right?
Yeah, weekly and daily right there, 1684.
You think it's gonna? You're anticipating it to kind of punch through that?
Just maybe tap into it again. That's a daily support, and also for monthly too. Monthly, weekly, and daily. And if you look on the 2 hour or even the 4 hour, it looks like a break and retest. Yeah, right there. See like how I made it that little support, pulled back. Hit that support, pulled back with that top liquidity grab, continuation down. Once it kind of breaks below that 1690, I think we're going to continue down. Wick fill,
Yep.
take partials, move to break even. 1684, 1680 being the final runner.
Yeah. If we get under this guy here, this
Mm-hmm.
wick, yeah.
Yep.
Increase the chances of going down.
Mm-hmm.
100%. Oh.
You just wake up or you're tired?
Both. I'm always tired. William, I would say just make sure, as long as you're trading good, kind of with like whatever account you have, and you kind of have your plan and you got the psychology all down, you don't overtrade or do stuff you know you shouldn't, then I think it's a great kind of opportunity to do.
I was thinking about it, like all the funded accounts and stuff like that. Like I think it's a good idea for people who are starting off. And it's kind of like you're getting that experience. You know how like for banks and stuff, I was reading a lot and I was like listening to videos, and also I was talking to like some of my professors who have been working with JP Morgan for a lot of years, or like Deutsche Bank or like the Fed and stuff like that, who have the experience obviously in this space. And so all of them say the same exact thing. It's like as an institutional trader, your goal is like even if you get 1% increase or 1% profit, you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Profit is profit regardless.
Yep.
And so when you're doing like funding accounts and all of that, they set rules for you, right? I've personally never done it, but like whatever I see from like your story or from someone else's story, it's like you have these challenges like $10,000 profit in a week or something like that, right? For you to complete that challenge. And I think it's very interesting. It's like very similar. It's like a retail trader's bank kind of a thing. You're getting that similar experience where you have these rules set out for you.
Yep. I mean, I always say not to do it until you're ready, but I also kind of from what you were saying, it would work. Someone who's not ready, like discipline wise, I think it could help them improve their discipline a ton. Granted, they might kind of waste their money once or twice doing the challenge. But I think if they don't have good discipline or stuff like that, they overtrade, they over risk, it really makes them do it. And then it kind of helps them make it a habit. So whether they complete the challenge or they go back to their own account, they don't do that silly stuff anymore.
Yeah.
So I mean, I always say to wait till you're ready, but I think also if you don't have discipline and stuff like that, it can kind of help you learn to pick it up very
I
fast.
think it's a motivator too, right? Like you've put down money obviously,
Hmm.
and then you're gonna lose that money. And then second thing is if you do well, on the other hand, you get paid, right?
Yeah,
So it's a
exactly.
motivator regardless. But I always tell everybody, I'm like, test it out for your own, because obviously it's not going to be for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I know people who the funding talent challenge just wasn't for them. There's
Yeah.
too much pressure, and they've been dominating their own account for a very long time. But the challenge of you have to make this, it made them mess up their trading, and then they
Hmm.
did funding talent and just dominating it because there's no challenge, and they still do just fine on their own account. So it's just got to figure out what works for you. Some
Yeah.
people that's just a lot of pressure. EJ, what do you think on EJ? Who asked that? Was that William? Yeah.
EJ has a very similar structure to GJ here.
They're both kind of at a 4 hour resistance.
Yeah.
I think GJ is going to make a. I'm still waiting on that volume to come in to take us up. If we can get above, if we can get above this guy here, take it up for 10.
Yep. I would consider sells after it breaks below like 150, 100 kind of area.
Yeah. If we get under here and then these flip flop for me, that's what I'd
Yeah.
be looking for too. But yeah, we'll see what happens. It looks like it wants to try and go up a little bit. I
Hmm.
feel like it's going to try and tap into this area.
I think it's going to continue up because if you drop down to the 15,
Oh yeah, kind of faked out to the downside.
faked out, and I also respected this entire resistance that we had. So like this entire zone, respected that, right? And then now it seems like it's going to continue up. It's already made the bottom wick rejection. So if I were to look to enter here, it would have to be after price breaks these wicks here and then continue up. I think that's like 16 pips coming all the way up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would take it up until there.
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as we get above this one here,
Yep.
that'll be right above that candle there where we kind of rejected previously. This was
Yep.
the hourly open and London open. So if we get above
Yeah, it
there,
didn't break the highs and then left like a huge wick to the downside. The current 30 is already making a bottom wick rejection to continue up.
yep.
EJ looks like it's pushing up for sure. Coming up to that 129 400. Yeah, so that top resistance area tapping
Back up
into.
here.
Yep. Bless you. Bless you.
Feel me. Oof.
So right above that, if it breaks above, you have that entire resistance, continues up, tap into 129 400. Should be risk free at that point. Maybe come up for wick fill. I would want to see this 15 close though. Still closing above this resistance.
Yeah, see, it kind of got underneath here.
Yeah.
So if it made a resistance again,
Mm-hmm.
I think we'd come back down, get into here.
Absolutely, yeah.
So GJ is trying to come down, it looks like. Yeah. So like what I'm looking at was initially, so these 2 hourlies, we had higher lows and higher highs. And then this hourly broke the low. So now we got hourly lower low, but not really a lower high yet.
Yeah.
And now this one's got a lower high, but we haven't broke the low or the high yet. So the 30-minute has 2 higher lows, but no higher highs yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if we get another higher low and then a higher high, we'll see the hourly higher highs return and push back to the high we created, that little fake out up. Or if the 30 minutes don't make a higher high and we make a lower low, then we'll break the hourly low and continue down to, I don't know, maybe here or here.
I'm looking at the 4 hour, and there's a very high possibility that price could simply consolidate. Looking at the 4 hour, so
That
you
too.
have that, yeah. And so here, see how price is failing to break above kind of these areas here, right? You have like these wicks failing to break above there, and then very high chance that price probably comes back down to revisit these lows. What is that? 149, like right above 149,500. So somewhere here, very high chance that price will probably just try to come back down, tap into these areas. Obviously, that's a nice scalp, and then come back up and just kind of consolidate until NFP, and then finally start moving.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed is NFP day.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it just will not behave till after NFP. So if nothing sets up, I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah, gold's pretty much doing the same thing too.
They're kind of rejecting that support for now.
Yeah, rejecting the support, still in that little bit of consolidation area.
Yeah, as soon as we blow past here, though, and then push that target you were talking about.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it could go down to like 1660 or like 1665 kind of area, but it needs to break that 1680 first.
What's
What's
up,
up, John?
man? How you doing?
How's it going? I haven't talked to you in a minute.
I know it's been a while.
Too long.
I agree. Yeah, I'm off tomorrow and taking some vacation. So I was like, see if they're doing London tonight. So
Yep. Monday through Friday, baby.
yeah. Y'all been getting some good trades this week, or has it been kind of spotty?
Kind of spotty this week. Last week was really good.
Really?
Yeah, but right at London Open's been kind of meh all week.
Gotcha. Yeah, I just got that one UJ trade, and that's it.
Just one so far this week.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's still a profitable week right there.
Mm-hmm. As long as it was a winner.
Yep.
All right, GJ, are we gonna play? What's going on? What's the play?
So if this is your first time trading NFP for anyone here, welcome to London session right before NFP.
May the Lord be with you.
Yeah. This is where you really practice your patience. All that patience talk, discipline talk, time to put it to work.
Yeah, anyone can talk about it.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, I'm gonna start going to the gym. Are you though?
It's not for the faint hearts, you know?
No. I don't know. I've always heard, like, all those motivational memes and all like motivational stories of like people who've already made it and have been made it. They always talk about how fitness is so important. Well, I was thinking about that the other day, and I noticed the gym I go to. I don't know if it's just a weird coincidence, but most of the people there like are in very good shape, and everyone has a really nice car, which would mean maybe they're fairly successful or good at what they do, right? That would,
Yeah.
it's kind of judgmental maybe in a little bit, but I can't think of the right word, but typically I feel like if you have a nicer car, you probably have money to spend on things you maybe don't need, or you can get more things you want, which would mean you have more money. But it was just funny. I was thinking about, I saw a meme or I heard something, and I was thinking about it for whatever reason, and I pulled in the parking lot, and I was like, damn, there's a lot of nice cars here. And I was like, I wonder if it's just the people that go to the gym, just if that's like a real thing. I think it is, but it was funny to see it in person and not just in a meme.
It is, and the thing is, that you'll see a lot of successful people, like real successful people, they're very stingy with their money,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're not just, yeah, they have it and they realize, they could go out and buy whatever they want to buy,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't do stupid purchases,
No.
right? They're not just gonna go out and just buy like a random thing just because they can,
Mm-hmm.
right? It
Yep.
has to hold some value to them. And I do think like working out and just being in a good physical I guess state is very important too.
Makes you in a better mental state, I think.
Yeah. If you physically always feel like crap, like you're mentally gonna feel like that too.
Yep.
So it's like, for example, when you walk into your room, like a lot of people, what I've seen like successful people talking about is they always make their bed first thing in the morning, right? Something as simple as that
Yep.
kind of shifts their mindset for the entire day. And so, you walk into your room, you see a messy room, you're mentally like, you probably don't realize it, but mentally, you're probably just going to be in like a shitty mood or like in a very bad mood,
I've noticed
right?
that I've started doing that. It like jumpstarts. It's a weird. It like weirdly jumpstarts your day.
Yeah.
It makes no sense because it takes like 4 seconds to make your bed.
Yeah.
But
And you see it, you see like clean stuff everywhere, and then like you're just organized, or mentally, you're all over the place otherwise.
mm-hmm.
So your surroundings and like, physical stuff actually around you or yourself can make a huge difference.
I've always heard that's like your first accomplishment of the day, and then after that, you just keep
Keep.
building off of it.
Yep. I
Yeah.
was gonna say that. Yep. It's funny, like making your bed. Like that's an accomplishment, but like when you do it, it's like, what?
Mhm.
Why is this working? This is weird.
Right? No, I agree.
It's small things that people tend to overlook, but it's like it's one of those things. If you don't do it, if you don't try it, you won't understand it.
Mm-mm. Not, most people they don't. They're like, that's stupid. No, I'm not trying that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, that's what I thought for the longest time.
It was very interesting to me. I mean, I personally liked it, but you know how like I used to tell you like when you were doing your YouTube streams, hey, like there's this book, there's that book, and you're like, yeah, I don't like reading books.
Mm-hmm.
I like audiobooks. And then
Yep.
when you finally started reading it, like I saw your story one day, and you're like, yeah, I never liked to read, but now this is what I look forward to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like that's just an example itself that certain things, if you don't try it, like you'll never know. And then once you do try it, it's probably gonna work out for you.
yeah, and it wasn't like I've never ever picked up a book. It was like I've only read when the teacher said, "Go read this because you have to," you know?
Mhm.
So like I've never just like,
Yeah.
you know what? I want to sit down and read today. Like, no, bet it's not going to be what I do.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't like reading. That's what it is. But it was
Yeah.
really, I've never tried to just go read on my own.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's like you think you try it, but really, you probably didn't.
Yeah.
All right, GJ. What's the play here, baby?
So that's the first 15 close, or the first 30-minute close, and then after that, now look at the 30 minutes of like a rejection continuation up.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. If we get it above that 150, 232, that previous 30 here,
Yep.
I think we're going to go up. Might be pretty quick too, since we kind of just been ideally building some support down here to push us back up.
I mean, if it's gonna go up, I think it can go up for about 30 pips or so.
Kind of test the highs up here.
Yeah.
It'd be nice. I
Yeah.
just want 10.
Look at all that rejection, the bottom wicks, like grabbing liquidity and whatnot.
Yeah, as I'm saying, if we get up, if we start moving up, I think it could be a nice, strong move up. It
Yeah.
shouldn't dilly-dally.
I mean, you're gonna have your 10 to 15 pips in the bag for sure. And then, trail your stop loss, or, go break it, whatever your risk management strategy is, just do that. And then just let the rest run.
Yep, break even at 10. Or we just range here until NFP. Got lots of possibilities. We're going up, going down, or nowhere.
Yeah, this week's been kind of weird.
How's Asian been? I don't even look at the charts, because I know if I look at it and I see something, it might try to tempt me.
UJ was okay, but I'm kind of off and on. I've been using some EAs and like testing out some different stuff. So yeah.
Going pretty good.
Yeah. Actually, the EAs are working really well.
Nice.
I think GU also might make a nice move down. These were like all the pairs that we just analyzed a couple of hours ago in the group.
You guys been up for a while now?
Yeah, some people in the group, they still trade London session and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just sent the link to them. I was like, yeah, I'm going to be here with Paul just hanging out. Come join if you want.
Of course.
But yeah, we'd look at GU. This was a pair that I'm trying to like swing trade.
That's a good. I've heard that's a good one to swing trade. It moves really nicely.
Yeah. So I'm looking for like a GU sell. It looks like it's breaking some of this. This was like the 1.385 area that we have marked up, which was a strong support area. So it seems like it's starting to break below that. And then I'm looking for a sell for about 110 pips on that. It's the same thing with GU. If it moves nice.
Mm-hmm. Williams got a good point. People only see the screenshots on IG of people winning trades. Nobody sees what they're doing.
Yeah.
On the computer behind the scenes.
Yep.
I think that goes with anything. Like you watch the people in like the NBA, the NFL, or MLB or hockey. Oh, they're so good.
There's a lot of work that goes behind this, and people don't understand that, right? This is like us trading here. Yeah, we're sitting here like just talking, right? We're looking at 15-minute, 30-minute, whatever. We're just talking. but everyone here has like their own experiences that they bring, right? Like I have my experiences of like whatever I have learned in the past 5 years here. You have your experiences of like, you know, however long that you've been trading. There's a lot of work goes into this.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it'd be cool if it was easier, but
Yeah.
I feel like if it was easier, it wouldn't be as satisfying when you kind of figure it out or figure out what works for you.
Yup. As Tom Hanks says it's supposed to be hard.
Mm-hmm.
If it was easy, everyone would be doing it.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna cut the video on that. We'll end on some Tom Hanks.